Something that's been talked about over the years quite a bit within the Fortnite community is the idea of having 150 to 200 player lobbies in Fortnite. I, for one, would really like to see this, but of course, that's up for debate, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this whole conversation down below afterwards. We're going to get into this in just a second. Before we do, I do want to say hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, I want to bring you over to this old tweet by Happy Power, and I've been meaning to make a video on this for so long. He posted this in July, okay? So anyways, the reason that I wanted to bring this up and make a video on this is because we actually had some word from Tim Sweeney himself. So Happy Power had this to say: it's possible in Chapter 6 we could be seeing 200 player lobbies. Tim Sweeney said this: because at the time we launched it, we couldn't make 200 players work on a server. So one of the big efforts for UEFN 6 or Unreal Engine 6 is improving the networking model where we have servers supporting lots of players. So one big thing that really stands out to me, of course, is the first thing that I thought of is, first of all, how cool would it be? But you ever see those like ridiculous map concepts? I don't know if I'll be able to find one, but if I do, it'll be on screen. No promises there. But you ever see those ridiculous map concepts combining literally like the Chapter 1 and 2 map, or some map concepts having like every single POI in the world? Those incredible map concepts, the ones that are kind of made for fun, but I was always sitting here like, oh my god, this would actually be so much fun. I would love to play on it. But now more than ever, I have been really wanting to play Fortnite with more than 100 people, because if you guys haven't been following the channel, you might know, or well, why would you know that? If you have been following the channel, something you might know is that I have been playing more Fortnite Reload than anything ever since Fortnite Reload came out. One of those reasons is because I love the constant fighting, the constant action that we have, and that's something that's been missing from Fortnite for a long time. When I go back to Battle Royale, there's some really cool mythics, there's some really cool items, there's a lot to really love about this season right now. But I find myself at the beginning of the game or throughout the middle of the game kind of just waiting to find people, and that's, I don't particularly find fun. There isn't a ton to do. Like, this is why I always talk about Chapter 2 Season 7 being the greatest season of all time, is because they solved that problem with the Mothership minigame. You could play a minigame which was really fun. It wasn't like the Fall Guys, which unfortunately was a little bit of a disappointment, right? You could still have that PvP interaction, and you could just, it would consume time in the middle of the game, and then by the time you're back in, you loot a little bit more, you have just a tiny bit of downtime, and then there's a lot of people left in the final circles, which made for some incredible gameplay. Now we don't have that in Battle Royale. It's back to how it's been. I don't know how long it's been now, but it's been for a really long time in Fortnite. But the other problem with this is we have so many AI in the game. I personally don't like that. I don't believe the vast majority of the player base likes that, and that's one of the reasons why I've been playing Fortnite Reload. There's other reasons that I've been playing Fortnite Reload, but that's a big issue with Battle Royale. No matter how good the season is, you still have that beginning of the game, unless you're landing at like a real huge hotspot POI. You have the beginning of the game and the middle of the game where it's just really kind of shallow. And it's even more prominent, in my opinion, now that I've been playing so much Fortnite Reload. Is it fair to compare Fortnite Reload to BR? I think so, but I would understand if you're like, well, you can't just expect the same kind of gameplay from Fortnite Reload. But the way I'm coming from this is, and I hate to be this guy, but that's how it used to be in Fortnite. There used to be so many people, like I'm talking about the Chapter 1 days, there used to be so many people hiding around, there used to be so many people in the final zones, and it was a lot of fun to play. I'm not saying like the whole lobby was in the final zones, I'm just saying there was enough going on throughout the map, people landing at different locations, the lack of AI, where you could have a really fun match. And I'm not saying that Battle Royale isn't fun, I'm just saying that to bring up this conversation now, I think is more important than ever, because 150 to 200 players would significantly improve this. There's not a lot to break down there. You would run into more people, you would be fighting more often. Would the third parties increase and people would get upset about that? Yes, but perhaps something like Siphon could fix that. Regardless, I think that would be a really fun thing. And of course, the big thing is Tim Sweeney was speaking on this for Unreal Engine 6. I don't know if they have a date in mind for Unreal Engine 6, but that is way down the road. It's not going to be for Chapter 6. I can almost guarantee you that. I'm almost 100% about that, but I am open to being wrong. Wait, what if they do drop it? I don't know. I don't follow the Unreal Engine development personally, but this would also be really interesting for Fortnite in general, because would they then make big maps, or would we still have the map size that we have right now? It's just going to be a lot more compact and a lot more fun to fight in. I like the idea of even having 200 players and increasing the map size by a little bit, having more POIs, having more biomes. I personally would really like that. And that's what I would love for you guys to comment down below, because I don't know if I'm alone in that sense. I know I'm definitely... I know that most people agree when it comes to the middle of Fortnite games feeling a little bit stale and just the player bots being on the map, that's not helping one little bit. But perhaps if they got rid of that, maybe that's why the Chapter 1 gameplay was a little bit better in that sense. I don't mean the gameplay, I mean like the flow of the match. I'd have to really sit back down and think about when that all started, because if I had to imagine it started in Chapter 2, but again, topic for another time. But it honestly doesn't even have to just be about Battle Royale. Like, I think it'd be super cool for Unreal Engine Fortnite in general, the discovery maps. Like, you could have 200 player box fights. Like, that's a stupid thing to say, but like, you could make the ridiculous things like that. You can make one giant box fight mode. You could have a red versus blue with 200 players. You know how action-packed that would be? You know how much fun that would be for some people, of course. Like, even maps like the pit. I feel like you should have more players in the pit, but I understand, like, they are capable of doing that. It's just... There's so much more that you would be able to do with 200 lobbies, and it'd be important for those lobbies to run properly. I imagine down the road, I'm talking years down the road, to the point where we have Unreal Engine Fortnite and people actually making their own Battle Royale experiences. I think it'd be really cool to have like a 200 player proximity chat type mode or something to that extent. If they make this work with their servers supporting 200 players, this would be good for Fortnite Battle Royale. This would be good for any other mode they come up with. If they want to make it more to LTMs, if they want to do like a 100 versus 100, because everybody loved 50-50. There is nothing but good things that could come from this, in my opinion. Even 150 players, I'm totally okay with that. But I guess the idea is to have 200 player lobbies at some point. I think, like, especially if Tim Sweeney has the idea right now of having 200 players on a server, that'd be super cool. I imagine that's down the road though. Unreal Engine 6, I don't imagine is going to come out anytime soon, but again, I don't follow the Unreal Engine development. If anybody can shed some light on that in the comments, I would appreciate it. So let me know what you think about this entire thing. Like, again, how do you feel about 200 players in Fortnite, 150 players in Fortnite? What do you think it'd mean for creative? I would love to know what you guys think about it down below. And while we are on the topic of creative mode, I want you to check out this video where we dive into the recent changes of Unreal Engine and their rules, because there was a lot of drama surrounding it. I will see you guys over in that video, or in the next one if you've already seen it. Take care, everybody.